Okay, so for number 6, we have minus 2 brackets 5x minus 4y minus 3z. So, just like we did the previous one, with this simplifying this, we have, let me just identify that this minus 2 will multiply the first term, multiply the second term, and then multiply again the third term. So, let's do that. So that's what we're gonna do now. Okay, so we have, this will be minus 2 times 5x. That's the first term. Then we have minus, so minus. Now, because of there is a negative sign before 2, so to separate it, so we don't have signs everywhere, we want to put that in a bracket. So we have minus 2 times 4y. Then I have another negative sign. Then to separate the negative 2 again, I have minus 2 times 3z. So we don't always have to do this. This is the expanded form. So it's just because if you're a beginner, so you have a better feel of what's going on. But after solving this, we are going to solve on the other side the way I would love for you to do this, because you need to do this faster. But just to follow through what we are doing without being confused, that's why I'm doing this way. So negative 2 times 5x. So minus 2 times 5 is minus 10. So we have minus 10x there. Minus, let's simplify what's in the brackets. So negative 2 times 4 is negative 8y. Minus, we have 2 times 3 is 6. That's minus 6z because of its minus 2. So now, so simplifying these brackets, we have minus 10x. Minus minus now is what? Plus 8y. Another minus minus you can see there is plus 6z. 10x, 8y, 6z, not like them. So that's our final answer. Alright, so this is how to do this expanded form. But we can just multiply straightforward. Now, what I would suggest is that for you to multiply this in straightforward, remember what we said, that when a negative sign is before the bracket, the signs are going to change as you remove the bracket. So obviously, as I'm saying, this is negative 2. As you can see, this is negative 2. So that negative sign there before the bracket is going to cause all the sign inside the bracket to change. Or you can still say this is negative 2 times multiplying everything. So minus here, for instance, will be plus. So that's why we have plus here. Minus 2 times another minus here will be plus. That's why we have plus here. So let's try and do that quickly without writing it out. Let's try. So this minus 2 times 5x, directly we have minus 10x. Minus 2 times minus, for minus minus is plus. 2 times 4y is 8y. You see that now? Minus minus again, that's this minus is what? Plus. Then 2 times 3 is 6z. So right away we have an answer. So you master the both of them and then simplify as you are requested to do so. Okay, well, let's do the same thing for question number 7. So I'll just, for simplicity's sake, I'm going to solve it using the two methods once again. So I'll just divide this line. Why I'm doing this is for people that are yet, if you're still a beginner in solving this thing, so you don't feel confused or something like that. So let's go. This means 12x times 5y. Remember, 12x is going to multiply 5y and 8 consecutively. So minus 12x times 8, right? Plus, so 2 is going to do the same thing for this bracket. We've simplified this one. Now let's simplify this. This will be 2 times 6x minus 2 times 12xy. So that's what we have. Okay. The next line, what do we have now? 12 times 5 is 60. X times y is x, y. Minus, let's simplify what's in the bracket. So this is 12 times 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So that's 6 carry 1. 8 times 1, that's 8 plus 1. So we have 96x there, plus 2 times 6 is what? 12. 12x minus 2 times 12 is 24, and then we have x, y. So this is how to simplify. So finally we now have 60xy minus, we just open the bracket, right? 96x plus 12x minus 24xy. So now we have to collect like terms if indeed there are like terms. So you observe that 60xy is like term with what? 24xy. So we're going to collect them together. So we have 60xy. Now this 24xy, see that it has a minus sign. This is minus 24x. So anytime you're collecting like terms, collect together with the sign. This is negative, so we're going to have negative there. So we have minus 24xy. Then have minus 96x plus 12x. Finally, now our final answer will be 60 minus 24. 60 minus 20 is 40. 40 minus 4 is 36. So this is 36xy minus 96 plus 12x. You see that now this is negative 96. I love to see this, like anytime you see negative in front of the number means you're owing, someone maybe some amount of money or something like that. So let's say you're owing someone 96 naira, right? And then you have 12 naira. So let's do the calculation. I'm owing 96. I have 12 naira. I'm going to pay you. I'm going to give you the 12 naira, right? So 96. If I give you 10 naira, for instance, it remains 86. Then if I give you another 2 naira, that is 84. So I'm still owing 84x. All right. So please, negative 96 plus 12 is negative 84. You've given the person 12. You're still owing what? 84 naira, dollar or pounds, whatsoever. So let's try and do this quickly without going this route. So we're going to solve again here. Directly now, 12 times 5 is what? 60. X times y is xy. All right. So remember, there is a positive sign before 12. So plus times this negative is what? Negative, right? So we have minus 12 times 8 is 96. So we have 96x. All right. Positive 2 times 6x, we have 12x. Plus minus there again is minus. 2 times 12 is 24. So we have 24xy. So we collect like terms. We have 60xy minus 24xy minus 96x plus what? 12x. So we've done this already. 60 minus 24 is 36xy. And then negative 96x plus 12x is negative 84x. And then we arrive at the answer quickly. So you first learn the step 1. When you master that, you move over to step 2. Okay, let's go over to the next question. Question number 8. So we're going to solve this one direct immediately, so without wasting any time. 3 times 6 is what? 18. X times y, there is xy. So you have total of 18xy. All right. The positive in front of 3 times negative in front of 5. Plus minus is minus. So 3 times 5 is 15. But then we have x there. Now the negative before x, we are in the second bracket now. The negative before x times the positive, even though it's invisible before it is what? Minus. So we still have minus there. X times 18 rather is 18x. The negative before x times the negative before 11. Negative is positive. So 11xy times x will give you 11x raised to power 2 now, because x times x raised to power 2 times y. So we just collect like terms. So we have 11s squared y. Please, while collecting like terms, you always want to arrange this in order from the highest power to the lowest power. So you notice that everything here is x raised to power 1, y raised to power 1 until x raised to power 2. So x raised to power 2 is the highest power. That's why I'm writing it first. You like to arrange, polynomial functions in order from the highest power to the lowest. So 11x squared y. Another thing I want to say is that 11x squared y is not the same, is not like them to 18xy, because you see there is no squared on the 18xy, so they're not like terms, so we can't add them. So after writing that, we write the 18xy, so plus 18xy, even though we're not adding it together. Then negative 15x, negative 18x. Okay, so we can simplify this one because they are like terms. So you see, just x and x, so we can simplify. Alright, so our final answer will be 11x squared y plus 18xy. Then minus 15x minus 18x. You're owing someone 15. That's what this negative 15x means. You're owing someone 15 naira. Owing again 18 naira. So in total, you see you're still owing because you've not paid anything at all. So 15, you just add it. Alright, you're just adding. This is the amount of money you're owing. So you just add together, knowing that it's going to be negative. So if you do 15 plus 18, it's going to give you, that should be 33x. So that's our final answer there. So always be careful when you have negative, all right? Negative, be very careful. So assuming this was positive, then we have positive. So please, that's where you need to be very careful. Okay, we have this now. We have open a bracket x minus 3 bracket x minus 2. Now, just like we've been doing it, what this simply means is that all the ones we've been solving, we have just a term in front of the bracket, right? But now we have one bracket multiplying another bracket. So you just do the same thing. What you do is that the first term in these brackets, let's call this bracket 1 and call this bracket 2. So the first term, which is x, is going to multiply this bracket. And then the second term, which is minus 3, will also multiply the bracket. All right, so we have the first term there, x, right? So we have x brackets x minus 2. You see that that's the first term. The second term is what? Minus 3 multiplying what? X minus 2. So this is what we're going to do. Now let's simplify. We have x times x here is what? X squared. X times negative 2 is what? Negative 2x. Minus 3 times x is minus 3x. The negative in front of 3 and the negative before 2. Minus minus, there you see that's plus. So 3 times 2 is 6. So we have like terms, negative 2x and 3x. So they are like terms. So we are going to simplify. Finally, our answer is s squared minus 2x minus 3x. Again, I'm owing 2 naira here and I'm owing 3 naira here. How much am I owing in total? I'm owing 5. So that's 5x. Maybe x is the currency now. So plus what? 6. No like term, so that becomes our final answer. Let's jump to 10. So question number 10, we have 3x plus 4y all in brackets raised to power 2. Now what this simply means is, this implies, just like you have a raised to power 2, meaning a times a, right? So that's the same thing we're going to do. So we're going to multiply the bracket. So this will mean 3x plus 4y multiplying what? 3x plus 4y. Again, we have two brackets. So remember, this is number 1, bracket number 1 and bracket number 2. So recall, 3x is going to multiply the bracket and 4y will do the same. So let's do that quickly. So we have 3x, open a bracket, 3x plus 4y. We close that, and then the second term in the bracket was plus 4y. Open a bracket, 3x plus 4y. Now let's simplify. 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is s squared. We're done. Then plus 3 times 4 is what? 12. The x here times the y here is what? xy. So we are done with that one. So let's go move over to this one. We have plus 4 times 3 is what? 12. Y times x is yx. However, we just like to arrange these things alphabetically. So x before y. So we have xy, right? If you write yx, you're still correct, but it makes more sense to write x before y, since that's the counting order. And then we have plus 4 times 4 is what? 16. Y times y is what? Y raised to power 2. Okay? So let's collect like terms. We have 9s squared. It doesn't have any like term. Plus 16y squared. Remember, we have to collect this thing in order, the highest power. So raised to power is the highest power. That's why I'm collecting them. Then plus 12xy plus another 12x y. You see that they are like terms, so finally we can simplify. Our final answer would be 9x squared plus 16y squared plus 12xy plus another 12xy. What do we have? We have 24xy. Since they are like terms, we can add together. So that's our final answer. All right, 11, that should be the last one. So let's solve that. So question number 11, we have 12a plus 2, open a bracket, 3a plus 4b, then everything. So this is a very long one, so we just take it step by step. So we have 12a plus, so 2 is before the bracket, so let's begin to simplify. 2 times 3 is 6, that's 6a, plus 2 times 4 is 8b. We are done. Then the next one, the next number before the bracket is negative 5, so we have minus 5 times a is 5a. Now the negative, the minus before 5 and the minus before 4b, minus minus there, plus 5 times 4 is what? 20b, plus, or rather that should be minus. You see that now? The negative before 5 and the positive before 3, plus minus is minus, so you have minus 5 times 3 is what? 15, and then the minus 7 there. So this is a very long one. Let's just collect the like terms together. We have 12a plus 6a. Another like term is what? 5a, but you see it's negative. It's negative, so we're going to collect it with the sign negative 5a. Then plus 8b, another like term there, plus 20b. Then the numbers, minus 15, minus 7. So time to simplify. 12a plus 6a is what? 18a. 18a minus 5a is what? 13a. So finally 13a. 8b plus 20b is what? 28b. So plus 28b. Then now, minus 15 minus 7. You're owing 15 naira here. You're owing 7 naira. How much are you owing in total? You're owing 22 naira. I'm just using naira, for easy understanding, but there's no money there, right? So you have negative 22. No more like terms. That's our final answer. So that's it for expansion. You can solve these questions. These are practice questions for yourself to, the secret in mathematics is not just in learning it, but it's in studying, practicing it on your own, kind of to build your own muscles around the topic. So practice these questions, and feel free, when you're done, feel free to drop the answer or the solution in the comment section. I'm going to go through it, and then if you also have any question, you can also drop in the comment section. Then